Welcome back once again, children. I want to believe you had a wonderful time with us here in NTA, and we promise you next year will be much, much better. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, the program is Your Weekend from the stables of NTA Entertainment. Before we went on that highlight, we have been talking Eid, and of course, the emphasis has been on the family, and this time around, we will be focusing more on the festivity during Eid and how it can benefit our country, Nigeria. Utaz Pharuk is still in the studio with me, and we are having a wonderful time. I'm
Indeed.
learning a whole lot from you.
Indeed.
Okay. We left at a point, and it will not be fair if we don't continue
Of
the,
course.
you
Of
know,
course.
now. I don't want to enter any
Wahala.
Okay, let's talk about the role of the mother. The mother during the Eid period. What is she supposed to do? And
The engine room of the whole experience, that's the mother. The mother takes responsibility of all the domestic happenings of the Eid. And if you're talking about Eid, these are the behind the scenes that a lot of people don't really see, because people just see they already made food, the beautiful clothes, and going to the locations and all, not seeing the process that it takes, from the mother setting out the children to what they are going to wear, to, preparing for Eid a day before, washing of the, the meats, preparing of the food, you get arranging the kids for mocks, arranging visitations and all. So these are a lot of work mothers face, during Eid, that it's not easy for them, that, trust me, they still need to be appreciated a lot, and
obviously.
and always tell them thank you, because it's not easy.
Okay.
They said your mother is your pride, so always hold them tight
Are
and
you
tell them
telling
thank
me
you.
that? It's something I know.
Oh, really?
Okay, now let's talk about the girl tribe. So
The-
that we'll
okay.
just end the circle.
Okay. So the girl child is earlier assistant mother. She supports the mother, for everything they do, the domestic work and all the organization and everything. She gives the mother a stepping stone to rest a bit. So it makes the whole work easy for the mother, of course.
Okay, let's go back to festivities now. During the Eid, celebrations that had gone, we saw a lot of teamwork, how people came together, the cooperation. Let's talk about it, how, we can learn about this to help our country. Just emphasize on it.
So, you see, celebration is a key factor in, economic development, and spreading unity and diversification in the country. You get, and like I will always say, if people do these things individually, and it brings some sort of goal, if the government puts hand to it, it propagates more. For example, if you go to the Millennium Park, you see how people gather to celebrate from different cultures, different races, celebrating and having fun together. And these are things they do independently. Yes, of course, the space was provided by the government. But imagine when the government is doing something free for everybody to come and have fun. You understand? It makes more people come. And entertainment, in most cases, and merriment reduces stress. And if it reduces stress, it also reduces depression. If you are less depressed, committing crime goes far from your thoughts. You understand? So we should take this factor as something really important that we push through year in, year out, to reduce, the tribalism and other problems we have, that leads to insecurity. It will really help us indeed.
Let's also look at the religious aspect of Eid. We're living it out. What is the message? What do you get? How does it inspire you? How does it strengthen your faith?
So, you see, if the story behind the big Salah is, I'm not sure if I get it right, if it's Prophet Abraham or something, when the Salah period was coming, they asked him to do sacrifice, and in fact, he was even taxed to even use his child for sacrifice, you get, and he obliged and said, yes, no problem, God, I'm going to use my child, you get, and in the process of doing it, God now surprised him with a sheep or something and said, okay, use the sheep to sacrifice. You see, that believing, that faith he had in God to say, I was going to use my child because he requested, and God now provided him with a sheep, is even the reason why now we use sheep and the rest, for that sacrifice brings purity. In Islam, just like the day of Arafat, which is the day before the Salah, you are asked to fast. And if you fast that day and do supplications, after the reward of that day is like the reward of cleansing your sins for the whole year. So Eid not doesn't just come as celebration, it comes as a form of purity. It cleanses you, it makes you more committed to God, it builds your faith, and makes you a better person. So, Eid is a special moment that, if you are alive, you should always pray to have a special time to experience it. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. Let's also get your personal, this past Eid. What is that message that hit you? What did you take from it?
Well, if you want to ask me specially for this
Especially,
past Eid,
yeah.
I would say it's because the Eid celebration came few days to my birthday, so that's the most special thing I took. But you get in every Eid, the most special experience about it is me celebrating, spending time with my family, because my family is the best thing that has ever happened to me in my life, and I want to believe it's the best thing that has happened to other people's lives. So my key aspect always be celebrate quality time with your family.
Okay, what's the ideal? During the Eid, there are different kinds of celebrations, different forms, and especially these Gen Zs these days, they can they can experiment a lot.
Yeah.
With your experience, what is the ideal, especially for young people, the ideal way to celebrate Eid?
So,
Apart from going to the prayer ground,
Yeah.
outside it,
Yeah,
we
so-
are seeing all sorts of things.
of course, of course, I am an agent of propagation of modesty. My own form of modesty is not saying you should not socialize. You should socialize, but it should be inside the corridor of being modest. And so I always tell people, any celebration you do that takes you outside, the form of modesty, it's not worth it. Do something that is remarkable and appealing to everybody. Something every aspect or every age can go to, from your father to your mother to your aunties to your uncle. Not something that restrict. Not the Gen Zs that said, "Oh, this Eid make I go this club, go shut down."
Yeah.
It's a time to marry, but not a time to marry with a specific kind of crowd. It's a time to marry with everybody. So Eid celebration, I always advise you go to places that the memories is not just something you hold for some time, it's something you hold for the rest of your life. That's why we organize programs that allow everybody from every aspect of life, every age group, to come and enjoy yourself in the secured place, a modest space, so that you can go home and gist and say, "Oh, I had this time and this time and this time and this time," and which is the most essential part of Eid.
And a very exciting thing about the Eid celebration, the sharing.
Of course.
Let's
Of
talk
course,
about.
of course, sharing and giving is a significant aspect. You see, for the smaller Eid, there's what we call zakah. The zakah is just similar the way I tell you in the bigger Eid, you have to, share your ram or your in several aspects. The zakah is a sacrifice you do that you calculate the number of people in your household and use them to calculate maybe the millet or the rice you want to give out, and you take it and give it out to the less privileged. You understand? So the main principle of Eid and even Islam is giving out.
Okay.
It's helping the less privileged and making people around you happy.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go back to you putting up events during periods like this. What are those challenges you face, getting people together and trying to make them happy?
So if you want to ask me, I will tell you straight up from a business perspective for somebody that works in northern Nigeria, is sponsorship. The funding is hard. So you tend to now have to think of how to do this from your pocket and tend to think of how to get returns, that will not make you bankrupt. That is one big aspect. Another aspect is marketing. You need to be able to reach out to different people from different aspects of life. And so you cannot limit your marketing to a specific place. So you have to go to social media, public media, news media, whatever aspect to reach out to people to understand that, okay, yes, what you are doing is something for the public to come and enjoy. It is affordable, it is calm, it is enjoying and everything. So It's not been easy, trust me, but alhamdulillah, we are scaling through.
You know, a lot of people, because we didn't give details, will be wondering what and what do you do? You know,
Yeah.
please tell us when you gather people like that, like you just did, what and what, you know,
So,
what do we get to see
so
when
in
we
the
get there?
entertainment aspect, we have, in the events, we have the entertainment, which is the musical performance. We always make sure we bring at least one top northern, because we're in the north, we always try to propagate northern artists. One top northern artist. We create a kids area for kids to come and have fun, bouncing castle, trampolines, and everything. We create game settings, for both adults and kids, where you have the VRs, and several other experiences. And of course, there is no Eid without pictures. We make sure we create fun areas, fun picture areas where you go with your Eid clothes, take good pictures and create. Above all, we make sure every aspect of entertainment is checked
What
during
is
Eid.
always at the back of your mind when you're putting this together? That be very honest with me.
The most important thing for me is seeing people laugh and smile during Eid, because that was the reason why we started it. It's not all about the money, it's about the glory that goes after what you've organized. And that's why we do it first.
Okay, time is not on our side,
Indeed.
but a message to especially young people concerning Eid, the message from the Eid, just one or two sentences.
Celebrate the fact that you are alive. Don't say I am bigger than Eid or I am bigger than big Kayan Salah or something. Celebrate the fact that you are alive. Embrace Eid, celebrate Eid, pray for Eid, and make sure you spend quality time with your family.
Faruk, thank you so much. But before we go to the next segment, let me ask you, this is way
That's fine.
out of of Eid, and of course, it has entertainment. Do you watch movies?
Yes, I do. I do.
What kind of movies do you watch?
Well,
you watch Nigerian movies?
I watch some Nigerian movies.
Okay.
Some Nigerian.
I believe it's a very good way to relax,
Of course.
unwind.
Of course.
Okay.
Of
So
course.
it's good to know that we shared a
Indeed.
lot.
Oh, we do, because we're wearing almost the same clothes.
Yes,
So we
and
share.
you really look good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
so thank you so much, Faruk,
You're welcome, sir.
Utaz Pharuk,
You're
for
welcome, sir.
coming on the program and sharing experiences just past Salah celebrations
Mashallah.
here in Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Thanks
It
for having
meant
me.
a whole lot.
Indeed.
Okay, well, that has been our Eid talk. Like we told, Eid has come and gone, but of course we'll keep talking and talking about it because of the memories that it that faces us. Now it's time for us to talk movies, and that is our next segment.